All right, guys, today we got a real special guest in the house. This man is a lyrical monster, singer, and producer, and that's exactly why the man Eminem signed him to Shady Music Publishing. I'm talking about the one and only Astray.
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's poppin'? What's good, Panda Chop? Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Man, I appreciate your time today. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Besides our little sound technical difficulties that we're having, I'm doing good.
That's good to hear, man. So I like to start at the beginning, cover things in chronological order. So where are you originally from?
Okay, so that kind of gets a little crooked, right, or a little weird right there, because I was adopted. So I'm originally from Trenton, Michigan, and I spent about however long it took my mom to give birth to me there. And as soon as she gave birth, they said skirt, and they moved me to a foster home for about 2 months. And then my parents adopted me and brought me to Saginaw. So I'm from Saginaw, Michigan, but I've spent so much time living down in the Detroit area and, doing dirt as far as like music goes, working down there and trying to make a name for myself, that I also rep Detroit equally. So I also have to say I'm from Detroit, but originally I would say I'm from Saginaw, Michigan. That's
Got
the hometown.
And did you grow up with any siblings?
No, none. I'm the only.
So you're only child, okay.
The one and only.
Yeah. What did your parents do for work growing up?
My pops worked at GM his whole life, and not his whole life, but he ever since I can remember. And then my mom worked at which is now AT&T. She worked at it was Michigan Bell, then it was Ameritech, and then it was AT&T. And then they split when I was like 5. So yeah, that just to add context to that.
So for the household that you were growing up in, you were going back and forth between your two parents then?
Since I was 5, yeah.
Yeah. And what was that like? What was like your relationship with your parents?
Oh, surprisingly, it never really messed with me that they got a divorce. You know what I'm saying? I didn't look at it like, oh man, like this is, I still see my dad all the time. I was living with my mom. Everything was cool until, my dad, my mom was pretty strict, but she always held me down as far as anything that I needed. Like, she was always a really good mom. And to this day, she's a really good mom. And my pops kind of got into, like, he partied a little too much and some wild shit. One of the reasons they divorced and one of the reasons he started living his life like that was, he was in Vietnam, and he, so he had to go through all that trying to survive over there. And then one day on his way to work at like 5 o'clock in the morning, he was cruising down the expressway, getting like going to his work, going to his job, and a random bullet, like some kid somewhere, like a gunshot, hit him. And where we are, our highway kind of it's kind of hilly, like you got to go up the hills to get to the houses. So down here is the highway. And so it's like someone was purposely just randomly shooting at cars, and they caught him in the shoulder. And my mom likes to, I was only 4 when this happened. So I remember it happening, but I don't remember like what an effect it had on him. And she swears up and down that it was like some PTSD type shit. Like he got shot and his whole brain chemically switched. He was like, he didn't want to be in a family. He didn't want to live that life. He was like, damn, I almost died a second time. I'm gonna like live it up. So he started drinking way more, got into drugs, and basically did that until the day he died. But all that aside, he was a great dad. Like I love my dad to death, and he was a he was such a good guy and a big heart. It was just the alcohol and the substances, they fuck with your mind. So
Did he ever tell you like stories about when he was in Vietnam?
yeah. Well, my me as a little kid, not knowing no better, I always used to ask him like, "Did you kill anybody over that?" He would never answer that question, but he definitely told. He was always telling stories about it over there and showing me pictures of him and his homies that he was like in the what do you call it?
Like the
The,
platoon with and
the
stuff?
platoon, battalion, whatever.
Yeah.
Like so. And the pictures looked like he was having a good time, but I think he definitely went through some shit over there too. So, um, he was like a soldier, and they, like you could tell it wasn't he was out there in Vietnam like on some he didn't have no special position. He was just a soldier. So he was out there with the other soldiers, and you could just tell with the pictures that he wasn't it's almost like that movie I know it's two separate places. That movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, Jughead, like he was just a soldier, you know what I'm saying? Like he had to go through what everybody else was going through. He didn't have like a special position where that kind of like took him out of that shit. So he would always watch like war flicks and shit like that. He would watch um God, I'm trying to think of the name of some of these movies that I remember seeing on the shelves when I was a kid. Like Platoon. I definitely seen Platoon, like what's the movie where oh boy kills himself in the beginning? Um it's an extremely popular war flick, just a movie in general. Gomer Pyle, his name's the movie's called Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, right,
He
right.
he watched that a lot. He watched just anything that was about war. Like he would watch he would watch it a lot, and he would get drunk and yell at the shit. Like he would yell at the TV as if it was like a football game or some shit, and it was just the wildest shit when I was growing up, and I would be like, "That's my pops." It came to a point where it wasn't weird to me or nothing. It was just like that's pops. So
That was a tough war for America to be in. You know what I mean? Like it was almost like it was set to be a losing battle. It was tough.
that's what I've heard from a lot of people that say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit is crazy.